Announced very recently was a brand new game called The 7 Deadly Sins: Knights of Britannia. My name is Globku, and today on TGN Anime we're gonna break down everything we know about this game so far. Knights of Britannia is coming out early next year. So far that's as specific as it gets. So I believe we're looking at a release window from January to March of 2018 for both North America and Europe. The game will be releasing for the PlayStation 4 exclusively, making this the first home console game based on the 7 Deadly Sins. There have been a couple of official games previously, one on the 3DS, another one for smartphones, and I bet a bunch more made by fans, but this is the series debut on the big boys console. For the uninitiated, the 7 Deadly Sins is a still running manga. So far it has 26 volumes, but it became widely known after the anime series started airing. Right now you can watch a full anime season of 24 episodes plus a couple of specials. If you like watching anime in English, I believe Netflix holds the rights of exclusivity for that, so you might have to watch it there. But if you're into the original Japanese version, Netflix also has it, but there's a couple of other services that also do. What is the series about though? The 7 Deadly Sins were a group of knights in the region of Britannia. That kind of explains the subtitle, right? This group of knights plotted to overthrow the Leona's kingdom. They were defeated by the Holy Knights and were disbanded, though some rumors persist that the 7 Deadly Sins are still alive. 10 years later, the Holy Knights were the ones that staged the coup d'etat, captured the king, and now they are the tyrannical rulers of the kingdom. One of the princesses sets out, escapes the castle to find the 7 Deadly Sins and enlist their help in a revolution to take back the castle. The thing is, most of what I said is completely false. Those are the stories told by the people, but the reality of it might be somewhat different from those stories, and that's one of the big pulls in this anime, to learn what actually happened between the Knights of Britannia, the Holy Knights, the Kingdom, and you do learn more about this as the series goes. It begins with the princess finding Meliodas, the leader of the 7 Deadly Sins, and over the course of the series, you'll meet some of the other sins. Each one of them has a deadly sin associated with them, often related to either their personality or their fighting style. And that's what this game is based on, but let's get on to the gameplay. Gameplay will be a story-driven action-adventure game. The press release reads, play through memorable fights with famous characters such as Meliodas, Elizabeth, Hawk, and others in all of their unique fighting styles. So from the sounds of it, you'll be playing through the story of the anime. As we can see in this screenshot, it looks like a scene that happens in the very first episode. But then there are these other screenshots that show a ton of characters that only show up later in the series. So it seems the game will be following the anime quite closely. And you'll be able to play with different characters, each one with their unique fighting style, because yes, there is a fighting system. That's one of the few things that we can see in the short gameplay trailer that we got. And it does seem that every character has their very own moveset. But that's not all. Looking at some in-game screenshots once again, there's an overworld for whenever you want to travel to a different place. So it's not exactly an open world, but it does sound like you'll be able to explore each location individually. But if you're trying to move from location A to location B, you're gonna have to go through the overworld playing as the Mama Pig. There are also moments where you'll take a break from the action, as we can see several dialogue scenes in Meliodas' bar between all the different characters. And finally, there's a gossip mechanic, which if you have watched the anime or read the manga, you might have some idea what that's about, but since we're not sure, maybe that's a subject for a future video. This is everything we know so far, not everything we're guessing so far. For now, 5% gossip. It's there, it's something, we don't know what. So there you have it. It's a story-driven action-adventure game with different playable characters. It will play through the story that you see in the anime. It has action scenes with a lot of spectacular fighting, and it has its moments where it takes a break and goes through some dialogue and exploration. But what about multiplayer? The press release states that the game can be played by 1 or 2 players, both offline and online. This can mean many things. It can mean that you can play the story in online or offline co-op with a friend, or that there is a versus mode because there is a fighting system. Maybe there is a versus mode where you can pick characters and fight other players. Again, either online or offline. So far, we don't know for sure, but we'll keep an eye out on it. This channel is currently covering Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker and Dragon Ball FighterZ, so if you'd like us to add the 7 Deadly Sins Knights of Britannia to the list of games we cover, make sure to let us know in the comments below or by leaving us a like on the video. And speaking of, we just did an update on the PvP and cooperative game modes on Shinobi Striker, you can watch that right here. If you're in the mood for something else, you can watch this right here. As always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!